in the happy
It's not
noise.
chime. It just came public for me, so
We're good. And welcome to episode 5 of Police Box Paradox. I'm assuming we'll call this the power of 3, and just so happens there are 3 of us here this episode. I am Wes. I am here with Michael.
left his back, baby.
And Kyle.
Great to be back with you.
We're glad you're back with us as well. We have all just finished watching The Power of 3. It is 9:52 Eastern Standard Time, and the rest of America is just now winding down with the end of it. Well, I guess we'll start with how did everyone feel about the episode? I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I don't think it was. It's probably my third favorite of this run we're having in this season, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's not great. The Porsche is my third favorite out of the Ferrari Lamborghini Porsche mix, but it's still pretty doggone good. I enjoyed this episode. I thought it had a good pacing. I thought it fit pretty well, and we got to have a lot of romps. What did you think, Michael?
I enjoyed it. I thought it gave a good, how do I want to put it? A good visual into the Doctor, where he came out just saying he basically doesn't want to leave them. So I think that was a good fit, especially with what's coming down. So
Yeah.
I think it was a needed episode.
I do too. Not in a. I don't necessarily. We could have gone by without it, but I think it was a good grounding episode, and we saw a lot of. I think we learned a lot reading between the lines on this episode. Kyle, what did you think about it?
You know, when I read the synopsis, I didn't really know what to expect out of the episode.
I didn't
After
either.
watching it, I thought it was actually a strong episode. I was actually pleasantly surprised by it. I did enjoy it, and it actually, Moffat said that it would be an invasion like we'd never seen before. I'd never seen anything like that.
That's true.
And I really loved it. I liked it. It was a great episode, I thought.
All right. Well, then since you just brought that up, let's start with the invasion itself. The invasion wasn't as much an invasion as it was an implementation of weaponry to exterminate humans. Again, for those that are new to us, in this past week and a half, we really picked up a large number of viewers. We didn't think we would get this quickly, but we thank you very much.
Very much.
Our style is a little different than a lot of other podcasts, especially in the Doctor Who world. We don't go through and recap everything that just happened. I expect if you're listening to this episode, you've already watched this episode, and you're just going to... It's just like you're having the conversation with us. We just love Doctor Who, and we're going to talk about it. So, here we go. The invasion itself was... I thought it was strange. I understand the concept here, where the little black boxes are going to show up on Earth, and they're going to sit there, and everyone's going to start kind of taking them and doing their own thing with them. And at first I thought, that's not going to happen. If all of a sudden boxes show... Not like if I found a black box sitting out in my front yard, maybe I would pick it up and do something with it. But if I was watching the news, and I knew there were millions of things all over the world, I don't know that I'm going to pick that up and take it in the house as much as go... Hey,
Like an iPad.
Right. I'm not treating it like an iPad. It doesn't do anything. It's a box, and it came out of nowhere, and it's a little scary. But what they did a good job with on the episode was moving forward with things like, is it a marketing scheme? Is someone doing the biggest marketing thing ever?
I like that angle.
I thought that was genius.
Yes.
The other one that happened, it was really quick, but they said that Banksy had came out and said that he had nothing to do with it, because that would make sense too. Someone doing a crazy art installation type thing. There's so many reasons why as humans, we can numb ourselves away from what it could be. It just became second nature, but it was still crazy that these things were still all over the place. Because from what I understood, there was the first batch, and there weren't any new ones after that until he was getting ready to release the second batch of cubes. So after that long, you'd think they'd all be picked up. Like, they wouldn't be sitting in a trash bin. They would be somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
But it was not like anything I'd seen before. Not at all. I really, really like when they do something, take a spin on what you're used to, and really go from there. And the whole episode wasn't what I thought at all. A lot of what I thought the episode was going to be about was taken care of in the voiceover in the first, 2 minutes. Like, that was a lot of what I thought this episode was going to be.
It was going to be more about the Doctor being with them instead of
Right.
the cubes. Yeah, I did too.
And I thought the big thing would be the big we have to make a choice scene. But that's right at the beginning of the show. And then he even flat out says, but we don't have to choose right now. And they run off and get in the TARDIS and go. Now, I really like what they did with time here, because Doctor Who's a little different than what we're used to in other time travel shows. And there was, I forget where it was, Damon Lindelof was on the Nerdist TV show, I think it was, and he talked about paradoxical and non-paradoxical time travel. I'm not going to get into that, but it was very, very good conversation if you're fascinated with time travel. Doctor Who is not like Back to the Future. Marty McFly doesn't disappear and come back at the exact same moment in time, and things haven't, changed because he came back right when something happened.
Yeah.
The Doctor's never been, although this episode was the one episode out of nowhere that he decided to actually be able to pull this off. Like, he's never been good at, in theory, he should be able to get me right now at my house, us go for 20 years of adventures, and then bring me back to this exact moment in time. It's like I never left with my real life. Whereas we find out in this episode what we've kind of assumed, but I think taken for granted, that these people are disappearing for months at a time. Even though they get to go have a 7-week adventure in this episode and only miss minutes of this party, in general, they're giving up a large portion of their lives to go on. And am I mistaken? Are the Pawns the first people to really kind of get dropped off and brought back and dropped off, whereas Rose was pretty much with them throughout the entirety of her run?
They're the first ones to,
Like everyone else, as far, and again, we pretty much go from Eccleston forward. Kyle has some knowledge of the pre-stuff, and I have a little, but not a lot. But like Rose, Martha, Donna, all of these people pretty much get on board until their story's over, whereas Amy and Rory are disappearing, going, coming back, and we're seeing those differences in time. Now, we're to understand that at the end of Dinosaurs, we're to believe that Brian has went on adventures with the Doctor, right?
I kind of took it that way, yeah. But
that's how I took it. This episode didn't make me feel as much as that he had, but it did make me feel like he was definitely changed after that episode.
Well, he seemed to be so comfortable with the Doctor and taking the Doctor's orders.
Everything.
No questions.
Yes.
And he took it.
He was just chilling out in the TARDIS like, oh, okay.
Like it was nothing. And not just like, here I can do what the Doctor says, but like he had theories. Like he had a lot of good,
like he's been doing this stuff.
Yeah,
and he's
like I want to get into this. I want to be a part of this. How can we make this happen? And it's been going. I don't know. I would like to know more of what's going on with him now. With Amy and Rory's run with the Doctor, we have had more, and probably the only time we have had adventures that we didn't see. Like on their 7-week jaunt. We know a couple of things they did, but those are stories that we've never seen, and in theory could see one day. I could see them going back and filling in some of these gaps whenever they realize that whatever they've done to the Pawns, they miss them and want to bring them back. But be careful. We don't talk spoilers.
It's not spoilers. It's a completely total theory that's online that I've been meaning to put a post up about.
We'll talk. Yeah. I think what we're going to do in this episode is at the end we're going to go into, because we'll be leading into the Angels Take Manhattan or whatever it's called that I don't remember right now, and we'll do a lot of theory stuff at the end, not spoiler stuff, but just theory. And if y'all don't want to stick around for that way you don't have to, because I don't want to. Well, it's not a spoiler. Some people don't even want to theorize. They just want to see stuff happen, and I understand that. I like to theorize. I don't like to spoil, but I like to theorize. So let me think. What else? What have we got to in this episode? We talked about the slow invasion. We talked about the cubes. Tell me something. Do you want a cube for your desk at work now? Because I do, badly.
Yes, I do.
I want a stack of 3 cubes that I can put Post-it notes on, and I can't wait to get that. I
was watching the episode, and I was just wondering how many people are going to buy black cubes and pay about $12-13 for them.
You show me one at Hastings for $12 or $13, and I'll buy it the next time I see it.
I'm going to buy it.
Yes.
The second I see it, I'm coming home. Speaking of which, they've got a 3-pack of the sonic screwdrivers. They've got the
one that you can customize. You talking about the one we saw last time we were there?
Yeah, those 3, and it came down. It's only like $35 now. I almost bought it, but I didn't because I was buying other things.
I only have that one.
Yeah, I had one sitting in here, but I don't know where it is now. So, I like the black cube. The cubes are creepy, but not in a creepy.
They're creepy, and you don't know why. It's like this
There's
isn't
just-
right, but
And they all did different things, which was kind of crazy.
That was different.
Now, here's something I want to bring up, because I think it's fitting to their personalities. Whenever the cube started doing things, the Doctor tried to communicate, Rory tried to observe, and Amy had to touch it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
To me, that shows their personalities. The Doctor's always trying to communicate and have that line of connection between whatever it is, and immediately wants to go into I will defend this planet and all its beings.
I was about to say he got a chance to reference these humans are precious to me and everything.
Which is a callback to the 11th hour.
Yes, it is.
Which he made that statement boldly in the 11th hour. I think it said... Amy, I don't think she's necessarily changed a lot, is not the word I'm looking for, but she makes a lot of rash decisions because she wants to be the adventurer the Doctor is. And I think that's going to lead us to trouble at some point. Maybe not immediately, maybe in the next episode. We'll see. I just thought that was fitting that those people... that they would do those things and everyone had a different reaction and everyone came together. And I like the cubes. They played the chicken dance. That's weird that a cube played the chicken dance. Like, there's an alien species invading, trying to wipe out our entire race, and they're like, we need each cube to do something different. Let's do the chicken dance. Like, it observed a wedding. It was like, this must be the jam. Everybody got up and danced. Let's use that.
Let me ask you this. I'm not one to really critique the show, but was I the only one that found it really goofy that they were using the black boxes to hold the silverware down in restaurants and so forth? That seemed a little over the top. But
I think it's kind of cheesy, but I think that Doctor Who needs to have a small element of cheese regardless. I want to say that the reason they did it that way is they really wanted to show the overall...
just that people didn't care anymore.
Yeah, like it was just like, it was another thing, there's so many of them, we can't get rid of them, can't do anything with them, let's just, they're just there. It's like I said, after this long, they're not going to be like 5 of them sitting in a trash bin. They're just not. They're going to be at the dump, or, it just, I think it was just for overall effect. I find it was all right. I wasn't that stressed over it.
This is coming from a Tom Baker fan. So
yeah. You got nacho cheese. Is how much cheese you got then. So the Doctor in this episode takes them away for their quick little 7-month jaunt. Now here's what I want to ask, because Michael usually good with these details. What when the 10-year time period that they give, can you explain what they meant by that? 10 years of Amy and Rory's life?
From what I gathered, that's how I took it. Because she said it was 10 years for them, not 10 years for him, not 10 years for the Earth. That's the key line that I took it as. She's meaning it's been 10 years for her and Rory.
But not 10 years.
But not 10 years for everyone else.
So we can have seen all of their adventures, because we've not seen 10 years worth of adventures.
And while you all are talking, I'm looking for something. So
I know, it's real loud when you click. It echoes throughout everything, or when you type.
If I'm right, I'll make it worth it, and I'll blow your mind again. So
yes, I love when I get silence. I'm sure everyone else does. If people haven't realized, I talk a lot. So 10 years have passed for them, not for the Earth. I would say that Earth-wise, I bet only a year at most has passed, maybe. And for the Doctor, it's like 300-something years have passed. Because, we had the big jump. We had the big jump between, for Astronaut episode, was when we realized we had jumped from like 900-something years old to 1,200 years old.
Yeah.
So, the time's passing, it's wearing them, and I never thought of it that way, but they're aging. So, people think they're in their 20s, but they're probably in their 30s. So there's
somewhere around there. Yeah, because Rory said he was like 30, 31 in the Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, didn't he?
Yeah. And now Rory's got his job. He's contributing to society. He's working at his hospital, but apparently he's working at a part-time basis because they want him to go full-time. That would be difficult. I mean, if you don't know when the doctor's showing up at any given moment, that's a lot to deal with because you don't know.
And I liked how it showed that they struggled with it.
Yeah,
too.
because it makes sense. Again, they're the first couple that really has to deal with that because they keep coming and going. And I thought it was very, very, very sweet. It was a good moment. I'm not gonna lie, it almost teared me up because I know that they're leaving the show. But when he said you were the first face that this face saw, I was like,
seared into my
heart. I was like, come on, don't be getting me already. I already got to deal with this a week from tonight. I'm going to be a basket case in tears because I can't deal with all this.
That's why I'm drinking now, and I plan on drinking next week.
You're just going to drink heavily throughout.
I'm going to
drown the sorrows.
Yes.
Drown the sorrows. Now, that's a little out of the norm for you, but speaking of normal, we learned the doctor doesn't do normal at all. I mean, he eventually does a little. He plays with the Wii, which that's an amazing scene in itself.
Here's a little blow your mind, and that's what I was trying to look back on.
All right.
A little thing to make you want to go back and look.
That's what she said. Yes, that sounds good.
I can do the. Actually, if you give me a second, I'll try to find the screenshot. There is a certain little point. Let's see here. When he is playing the Wii. Let me fast forward this because no, I don't have it on my computer. Yes, there we go.
Visuals are good for an audio podcast.
I know, but they want to listen to you be silent, so this is going to get you.
Well, for now, I can't be silent because you're looking up something.
Well, you talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Okay, we'll talk about...
You brought it up quicker than I had planned. Yes.
Oh, so now that I'm talking, you cut me off. All right, I see how this is going to work now.
Yes, I do. All right, ready?
Yes.
All right, now I can talk so you can see the full screen. Now, if you will, look at the doctor over in the top right corner. See if you see something that looks familiar from the last episode. La 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 la.
Oh, the cowboy hat.
With a bullet hole in it.
There was a bullet hole in the last episode, too.
Yeah. So they keep souvenirs.
That's true. I like that the TARDIS is just in the living room.
Just sitting there in the living room like nothing else.
No one noticed that. People come to the party and there's a TARDIS. They're like, they not walk in the house and go, hey, why do you have a police box? We don't even use those in real life anymore. Why do you have one in your living room?
Just cause.
Just because we like having it. So that's good. I'm telling you, Moffat makes no mistakes in attention to detail.
Okay.
These things are important.
I was trying to find a screenshot and it didn't work out. But a couple of things that picked up on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in A Town Called Mercy, there was a reference to what it was. I can't remember if it's Amy or Rory, but I remember there was a reference to losing a phone charger in Henry VIII's bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
True, and then
we just saw them under Henry VIII's bed. So figure out where A Town Called Mercy fits in with this episode.
It would have to be
during that 7 weeks.
Now you've done it.
You're welcome.
Now you've went and done it. So obviously, okay. Okay, hold on. Let's do math here.
Okay.
1, just due to the interaction with Brian, Rory's dad, Mr. Pond, obviously dinosaurs has to come before
this, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But you're saying
it could be A Town Called Mercy.
Okay, well here's my question. On the screenshot you just showed that showed the hat,
yes,
with the bullet hole in it, is that before or after the party?
That's after the party.
Okay.
That's after the conversation that he has with Brian about his other companions.
We'll have to go. I want to go back and look at some point and see if that hat's on the wall before the party.
I'll go see. I'll do it. Because there should be a shot where they're sitting on the couch, and we should be able to see it.
And you should be able to see if it's there. Because that's going to play in. If we're seeing things out of order, there's a reason.
Then where would Asylum of the Daleks fit then?
That's what I was going to say.
Okay,
What if it's that? Let's get through everything and then we'll do that. Let's get through it and then go.
Let's just say I have. Yeah,
Okay, we'll do theories next. Again, I don't want to. Some people think theories are spoilers, and I don't want to do that. So we'll do the rest of the episode, and then we'll move on to that stuff, and people can stay or go. Okay, let's talk about Stephen Moffat and his need to have a creepy child in everything, because kids are creepy when Stephen Moffat puts them in a show. That little girl was creepy. Like, she wasn't empty child creepy, but she was creepy. Am I crazy here, or were y'all creeped out by this little kid?
Yeah, she's a little creepy.
She's just rubbing the box. She was in, it felt like she was in control, and the whole time I'm like, she can't be in control. I thought she was just possessed. Also, what's up with box mouth people?
I have no idea.
No, this is my only, and I'm not a point out the issues of the episode kind of guy, but here's my question. That was never explained why they had funky mouths.
That just was random, wasn't it?
Yeah, like, it looked like the cube would fit in their mouth.
That's what I was going to say. I thought the boxes were going to fit in somehow.
But it didn't. That's one of those, I would like to know, maybe like a DVD commentary or something will have that. It's weird that they would be that drastic of a weird Howard the Duck mouth, but they never got explained. And they were just the two helper people, which, were they human originally?
No idea.
Because they weren't originally on the spaceship, because it seems like nobody was on the spaceship.
No. So I'm converted, maybe? I don't.
Because we didn't see. Because Emperor Palpatine that was on the spaceship, he was
the Shockery.
Yeah, he was.
That had the earbuds glued to his cheek for some reason.
He was the hologram, so he was somewhere else. So there's something for you. Those people exist and they're out there, and we didn't kill any of them. We just blew up their ships. We foiled their plans, but they still exist. I wonder if they're setting them up to be a big bad guy later.
Well, it referenced it. What it was a story to scare.
Well, that's the other thing.
Gallifreyan children.
Where I don't
think that would be a callback.
Or have you heard reference of any of these before, Kyle? Like, did you hear about them in like a Tom Baker episode or something that they came up?
Of course, I've not seen all the episodes, but I've not heard reference to them before. That
always, because where I don't have that huge backlog of information, that always worries me because I can't go back and watch all those episodes, and not all the episodes are even available.
I thought the villain was so well done, though. I mean, that villain felt like, just like last week's villain, something that would have come out of a Tom Baker episode.
Right, but done well, like not cheesy.
Done well.
But I can easily see if you tell me that this is what Time Lord children were scared of when they got, bedtime stories to keep them in line, then I want. That's serious. Like, that's not just a nobody. That's something you have to kind of get later. Like, we're going to come back to that. I figure that's got to be our big bad for the second half or next season or another time. I don't think that's the last time we see them. We got a tweet saying
I was about to say, did you see that too?
Yeah, the little girl looked kind of like an early Melody Pond from last season. That's a good point. Maybe coincidence, but that's true. She did.
Well, I'll ask,
look like
since
that.
We're discussing this, I'll ask. You think anything will come out from the fact that apparently somebody, or there are more than just somebody's, trying to wipe out the human race before the time that they populate the space and get out, as if they're a plague?
I don't know. That seems like a pretty standard.
Or is it just a standard thing? Yeah, is it just?
I think that's just a standard sci-fi thing where we're human and we screw up our own planet enough. We're going to screw up everybody else's. Yeah, everyone pretty much thinks we're evil, and
I have a list of women that would agree. So.
Well, that's true. We don't get into that. That's personal information. Let's talk about Unit, because like I was saying, where I don't have that overall history of.
That's what I was wanting to ask Kyle and stuff too. Was about
the with Unit
daughter.
Because I don't know who they're referencing when they talk about that. And I'm sure people are now like, well, I'm going to listen to this podcast. This dude's stupid. But look, I'm going to be honest. I don't know everything. I just like the show. So I don't know where that tie-in was. It seemed like it was a monumental tie-in. Like, it seemed like it was a big deal if you had that knowledge. So, Kyle, do you know anything about that?
From what I can gather, this was a character, her father, that was working with the second Doctor. And many episodes were lost. Mm-hmm. From the second Doctor and the first, but I'm not familiar with the character either. But it was referenced so many times in the episode, I feel like I should know who the person is.
The only other thing I know about him is that he passed away last year, and then in whichever episode the Doctor had the what's his name, the blue head in the box on the TARDIS, and he made that phone call saying, get him ready, we're going to go out for drinks and everything else, and they were like, he passed, that's who they were referencing when he made that phone call, and they said he passed away, and, you know, that's when the Doctor kind of realized, okay, he's kind of, you know, everybody has a end fate and everything else. That's what that was referencing, was that character. And that's about as far as my knowledge goes. So
I may have to do a little wiki work before next week. Before next week's episode, there's a few I want to watch. I want to go back and watch 11th Hour. I want to go back and watch
11th Hour again, yeah.
I want to watch Blink. I want to watch the Byzantium. I forget what those two were called. The two-parter that had the Weeping Angels.
Hang on. Let me go back to my one post on the site, and I can tell you for sure.
We're going to get into those. We're going to get into that in a minute. I'm just trying to make sure we cover everything in the episode. Because this is episode, it's kind of singular in itself. I don't think there was a big overarching story. I don't think we had like a lot of drip over to other things. This was just like, here's this, and it was fun. It seems like Unit has went in a different direction since the last time we kind of saw them, which is good. I like the new lady. I think she's cool. I hope we bring her back for some more stuff. She seems like she's a good character. She's got some good, you know, she works well with the Doctor, so I want to see that.
Apparently, for those that are interested, Kate is the daughter of Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart.
So I don't know who that is.
I don't either. But if you're interested, there it is.
If you're interested, there you go. So, okay, let's talk about this real quick, because this kind of plays into these, and we've been talking about it before. Let's talk about the ongoing stuff that we've had, and if it did or did not find its way into this episode. One, Christmas. While it wasn't, I don't remember a direct Christmas reference. There are obviously Christmas lights on everything
Christmas going on.
Yeah, when they're getting in the TARDIS, it's Christmas. Like, we're right there. It was, so that's our Christmas reference. Now, the lights flickering or the light stuff, did that happen? Did you see that anywhere?
I didn't
lights
see it.
did turn off.
That's what I was going to say.
The lights did turn off. I didn't think of them in that manner, but that's right. Yeah, I guess maybe I was looking too much like the flicker, but yeah. So the lights turned off. Now, the credits, which you've already been talking to people about on Twitter, I think they were darker, but
they were darker. But the time vortex was jacked up.
Yeah, and there was a lot of like lightning and stuff going on differently.
Yes,
like I thought there was actually
saw it. It was totally different. Yeah,
yeah.
I've already looked. So
there was contact made. It looked like there was a lot more orange at the end. I thought maybe. It did not seem like it did.
The colors are different, and I will have screen captures later.
Here's what I would like to see, and I may pull them into Final Cut and try to do this. I would like to see a 4-panel, Brady Bunch style, where you've got each of the videos playing together. So you can compare it. You could compare them as they go along, because I'm sure they're the same length, because they're not altering the music. It's just the show.
No, it's
I'd like to see that, which it doesn't really matter. We're leading up to next week, and whatever their payoff is,
it's leading up to something, obviously.
I'm not 100% sure that it's going to be pitch black next week.
I don't think it's going to be pitch black. I think it was a little bit darker, but I think the main key this time was the difference in how the vortex reacted, because you saw it spread out like around it instead of just the direct lightning bolt. I mean, it was it was reacting much different than normal. So I think that's probably the key.
And then there was something else somebody brought up. At Bethaniel 11 had said that Geronimo's been said in every episode.
3 out of 4.
She said 3 out of 4. I don't remember if it was said in Town Called Mercy or not, but I find it hard to believe that you have a Wild West episode without saying Geronimo.
Yeah.
Since it's part of your thing, but I can't remember it as well.
I'm in the back of my head, I'm thinking maybe he said that when he got into his ship, but I don't know. I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and look, because that's something. Yeah, that needs to work its way into a post, because that's one I wasn't paying attention to.
And I just want to say, I really like all this Twitter interaction. People,
I do too. It's awesome, isn't it?
It's awesome.
People, here's where we start kissing butt for everybody.
Okay, let's pause the actual show and go fourth wall for a second here.
Because if you're listening to this, you're one of the most amazing people in the world. We're happy that you're listening anyway. That just makes me happy. But the fact that people are nonstop sending us, I mean, they're replying us with questions and conversations that we're going back and forth on Twitter anyway. We get a ton of direct message stuff, which it's not like it needs to be private, so I don't know why it is, but that's how people are comfortable. That's fine. we opened the Facebook page, which you can get to facebook.com/policeboxparadox. Like
Just this
Tuesday,
Yeah.
and then boom, out of nowhere, we were at 98 likes, I think, right before we went live. I'm sure it's not went up while we've been on here, but I'm going to look real fast because I'd like to say it went to 100. No, still 98. I'm just saying, we get, you name it, if there's a format that people can talk to us through, they are, and I'm loving it. It's making me happy because
I'm loving it.
Here's the truth. We all just love some Doctor Who, and we're fanboys, and we enjoy it, and this is nothing more than a conversation we're going to have without recording it or with recording it. So now we just record it and put it out there. So hopefully, because here's the thing. Not a lot of people, at least in the U.S., know Doctor Who. I mean, I know the ratings are great, but
it's not starting to get more, but 2 years ago, no one.
Yeah, you're not going to randomly walk up to somebody and be able to talk about Doctor Who. My oldest daughter's 13, and at her school, there's one kid that knows about Doctor Who, and she said that on Mondays, the kid comes up and he's like, "Did you see it?" Because people are that excited to have someone to talk to about this stuff, and we're excited to talk to each other, and we're excited to talk to you all, and please continue to talk. Cause
yes, it is.
It's
I
amazing.
think one of my favorite. I think one of the first comments we got, and it's one of my favorites still, was referencing our accents and how we say dialect.
Yeah. We can't help it if we're country, because we're country. It just is happening. But look, it doesn't hold us back. Absolutely not. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm amazed at the conversations we're having online with people, and we really hope everyone. You can follow us at Twitter at PoliceBXParadox, and of course, policebox.geekasms.com is the site that you set up to have all of our stuff go.
Yes, and I've got other stuff on there. I'm covering all the comic book news because I've got all the direct lines now,
Yeah, so. And then we've got several viewers that want to get on. That's what I want to do. Is our plan right now, we're going to do this episode, and then next week we'll of course do the episode for Angels Take Manhattan, and then after that we're going to see what we're going to do schedule wise, but we're definitely going to have some roundtable discussions.
We're going to have some of you all on.
We're going to have people on, and we're going to talk, because this is, Google Hangout's free. You all can come on and talk to us anytime you want. So it's, that's where we're going. So I guess, anyone else have anything on this particular episode before we move on to theory and fun and all that?
The Doctor's heart going out was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. I forgot. Yeah, I didn't even make a note of that one. I should have, because I won't make notes during the show because I feel like I'm taking away from it. So I got to put them down the second I'm done. The overall thing. I thought the shocking it back happened a little too quickly. Like I like to have seen much, I would have liked to have seen him still have an issue, like a glitch every now and then, just kind of to keep it going. But that whole run was funny. Matt Smith is great at the physical humor. I think that's where he shines above Tennant and Eccleston for sure. Is his body can become fun and funny, like he can make it what's going on. Whereas the other people were a little. To me, no one can touch David Tennant's emotion and his range. But
actually, this kind of reference this episode. It's a line, and I will just say it. And if anybody has read my site, Geekasms, if you know anything, I will say it and I will leave it alone. The Doctor, at the very end, when he was telling Amy and Rory, they can live their lives and everything else, that he had to go, that he had swings to swing on.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I noticed that, but I didn't.
I was like, ooh.
Here's what we're going to do, everybody.
Let's see where we're
This
going.
is the moment. This is it right here. From here on, we're done talking about the episode Power of Three, and we may reference it again, but from here on, we're going to talk not spoilers, but we're going to talk theory about next week. So if you don't want to do that, then awesome. Thank you for downloading, subscribing. If you get a chance, leave a review on iTunes. That would help us out, and send us questions, comments, whatever you want. We love you guys, and we're glad you're being a part of the show.
Absolutely.
And now we're going to talk theory. So, okay,
as much as he'll let me.
Yeah, let's start. Well, as long as you don't get into spoilers, we're cool. I have swings.
At this point, there are no spoilers. It's me guessing and pulling stuff out of my butt as much as anybody else.
So, let's start with. Do you want to do the 11th hour stuff,
Well, that's what I was referring to. Was
well, then do that, because Kyle may not know all this stuff, because
Okay.
it's been stated by Matt Smith that
more than once at this point.
Yeah, more than once, and in very credible sources when he's being interviewed, that there are pulls and direct references of things happening in the 11th hour that play into the end of the ponds. So he's had this plan. Moffat's had this plan since he's introduced them. So there's a few different things that have came up, and I think, Michael, you've referenced the pinwheel
and the swing at the very beginning.
And the swing being something...
nothing else was moving, yeah.
Right, but those particularly were. And now that he's referenced the swing, that makes me think the swing is going to play into this somehow. Not necessarily like it's not the bad guy, but I mean, like that's a reference to... Do you think he goes back maybe and sees little Amy?
Okay, since we're talking about
Let it run.
One of the theories online that I need to post about, and I mean I've been saying it, kind of questioning if it's a possibility since we started this podcast, was that the Doctor knows what happens to Amy and Rory.
Right.
And what I've saw somebody, I had a post on Reddit a while back and someone referenced it, and I'm trying to remember the episode order. But they said that the episode order of these first 5 episodes for Amy and Rory are in order of how we're seeing them. But for the Doctor, it actually goes 1, 5, and then 2, 3, and 4 is the Doctor going back and revisiting Amy and Rory before what happens in this next episode happens, because he can't say goodbye yet. And he's trying to get more adventures in with them.
That makes a lot of sense for the looks he's giving them.
For some of his reactions and the way he does things, yes.
There's a lot of reactionary shots. There's a lot of him just like longing looks, like hey, this shot could have been cut by about a half a second, but they leave it that extra half second to see his face.
Yes. And I've been questioning that since we started.
Yeah.
Since the very first episode, I've questioned that. So.
And that explains this camaraderie that he's trying to really show.
That he's refusing to let go of, and
right,
yeah. and now that you
and he even says when he came out and said, "I miss you." I mean, he can go see him anytime he wants to. So
right.
Why, I don't know.
Because he wants them to have a real life too.
Yeah.
He doesn't want them to miss out on the real life that he's stolen from them.
Which would go along with him trying to wean them off. He's trying to give them that, but he can't let go either. It fits
because
if it has,
as a whole,
who knows?
As a whole, the Doctor always wants a companion because he gets lonely.
Yeah,
but there is something special there, and because technically, he didn't. Rose didn't die. Rose is just in an alternate dimension. He lost her forever, but she's an alternate dimension, and in the end of time, he went back to see her again. He's already set the precedent of I can go back and see somebody if I want to. So he's done that. Martha's with, I forgot his name. With Mickey. And they were with Unit, but then they went off on their own. That was their plan, was to kind of go be their own thing.
The only one he's lost in the new one has been Donna, and she didn't die, but...
I was going to say, she's alive, she just doesn't remember anything.
Yeah.
So technically he lost her, but he didn't lose her in the way that he has to feel guilty that she died.
Yeah.
That's one thing we didn't talk. This episode didn't have somebody die.
Yeah, that was the other thing.
That didn't die close to him.
That was There was a couple of things out of that, things that have been common in that post I wrote that go off on, that doesn't fit with this one, but you can't have it all. I can't always be right. If I was always right, I'd be on the top of the game of Doctor Who stuff.
As I said, we're just guessing stuff anyway. So, okay. So the swings, he could be going back seeing Little Amy because he knows there's a large gap there.
I'm sorry, I don't think that's a throwaway line. He could say anything on the planet.
It's just
swing
like when
on a swing. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's too on the nose to not have been for real. So
when that happens, I will have a happy dance.
Yeah,
I'll be like, aha.
So,
I didn't. Okay. This isn't a spoiler. This actually goes back to everything. I should have said this earlier. I was looking through my notes. Apparently, one of the themes in Doctor Who now is everyone carries a flashlight with them all the time.
Well, would you not? Come on now. If I'm in a world where the doctor can show up at any moment, I'm just running around in cargo pant fatigues with stuff stuffed in them, knives, you name it. I want to be ready.
But they've been carrying flashlights. They've been carrying flashlights, and obviously they don't this next episode.
I was going to say, he's got a match. He's walking around like, please, Lord, don't let this burn down. I got to hold this match forever. Yeah. He's holding on to that match all right.
I mean, when the lights went off in that base, I mean, all three of them didn't even think twice.
It's like, wow.
There we go.
And license and registration, sir. I mean,
bring out the torches.
Yeah. But you look at you. He's trying to put. We know they call them torches across the pond.
Yes.
We don't. I don't say laboratory. I should, but I don't.
I like my friends across the pond.
I do too. I wish we could go.
The Beatles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. It's not Hall & Oates.
No. It looked like it the last time I looked. With your hair, it looked all Hall & Oates-ish. So, okay, let's see. What do we have?
How much do you want me to cover on what I wrote?
Cover it all, because let's just take for granted that people don't understand that Geekasms.com is the #1 source for Doctor Who information and Walking Dead information and damn near every other comic book ever.
And everything. Yeah. If I could get somebody to write for me and cover all the news, I would be writing all this all the time. Okay, so my quote unquote theory about something related to the upcoming episode, and it actually with the little preview they showed at the end of this episode almost is reinforced just a little bit, is that let me find the quote. There was in one of the magazines in last month, here we go, because they've released a couple of episode synopsis, to get people wondering, and most of it, is concentrated on the Angels and Amy and Rory's last time and everything else, but it was, let's see here, printed in the Radio Times back in August. It said the Angels take Manhattan. I can't talk. The Angels take Manhattan. Okay, they're in New York. All right.
Use your words. Use your words.
And it says the Weeping Angels are waiting for the Doctor and company. Not even River Song can save them from the terrible events to come. Blah blah blah.
So waiting, meaning that they've been laying in wait for
exactly. Which is a trap, which makes it personal.
It makes sense, because what do the Weeping Angels live off of?
How is it the
energy?
The energy from when they send them back, yeah.
The time,
technically, that's how they get their most energy. They just live off of energy. And what city, other than maybe Las Vegas, has more energy than the city that never sleeps? I'm just saying, if you're going to set up camp, that's the place to go. And there's billions of people. The problem is there's billions of people, so they're always looking and seeing you in different ways.
Yeah. Are you seeing what the tweet is?
Yeah.
And the guys that Amy and Rory didn't get out of the ship, they died when it exploded. I like how she shortened it, too.
It exploded. It's got to fit.
It's
Did they not get... I thought they got everybody out. While the Doctor was talking to Palpatine, I thought they got everybody out.
I thought they did, too.
In the elevator.
Yeah, through the elevator wormhole.
I thought that Amy and Rory were but it never showed them, so...
That's true.
I have to go back and look.
Yeah. This is definitely... I think definitely there's a lot of rewatches we need to do.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, going back, my theory is that... Okay, universe ended. Everybody forgot everything except Amy. She remembered the stars. She remembered the Doctor. She's the one you want to go back and get something started again. You go to her. You're saying, come on. So Rory can remember being the Centaurian or the whatever and everything else. So the theory is that the angels remember Amy. They set a trap. They want to get revenge on the Doctor and Amy.
That could reference the make sure they remember you.
Yes, and what better way to do that than go after Rory? And even in the preview, it pretty much says they're coming after Rory.
No, now look, this you can call this a spoiler. I only it's a spoiler because it's in one of the episode guides. They flat out say Rory gets sent back to the 1930s or whatever.
Well, I can't remember if it's the one that was shown after the episode or the one I'm going to post after we're done, if it's the same one or not. But it's flat out the Doctor. It shows a scene, and it's the Doctor telling Rory they're coming after him. They want him.
Because that's how you hurt Amy. Just like they tried to go after the doctor by hurting the people he cared about. That's how they're going to hurt Amy, is by going after Rory. Because what does she love more than Rory? We've had all that toying of, is it that she loved the doctor more than she does Rory? But no, we've been answered time and time again.
She remembered Rory when she shouldn't have. Right. She remembered Rory after he was erased from existence. So yeah, so yeah, that's where that goes. Have you seen the video that I posted on Police Box from the episode preview from the Canadian channel? Space?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
If I could get it to show on the stupid YouTube thing. Is it on YouTube? Like, is it a YouTube video?
Yeah, it's YouTube.
Well, we can try this, but I don't think.
If you go Police Box, it's very, very spoilerish. I don't know if you want to watch it or not.
But it's it's a legitimate preview, though.
It's a legitimate preview, but it is the most spoilerish preview I might have ever seen.
Well, but it's a preview.
Okay.
You need to upgrade your server. It's taking a minute for me to load your little page here, buddy.
I'm sorry.
Where is this at?
It should be the... hang on, let me go.
First trailer for The Angels Take Manhattan?
First trailer.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I hope this doesn't break everything and I have to go and re-edit a bunch of stuff. Why can't I I need to copy the URL here. I'm trying to copy the URL and it won't let me. There it is. So in theory, I should be able to bring this up in YouTube.
Oh, another.
Oh, it won't let me.
Oh well, another little connection. You know, we've got the promo shots from the upcoming episode showing Amy wearing her reading glasses, which we heard the phone call for her to pick them up at the very beginning of the episode too. Just randomness.
Holy cow! I'm watching it on the other screen right now.
Oh, wait till the very end. Here, Kyle, watch it.
Whoa!
Oh no! Oh no!
No, wait till the very end.
Oh, they showed it. That's in the theory all along. They showed it.
Yes, they did.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to ruin that for anybody.
I've opted out of this.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
We talked.
We actually. Nothing.
I didn't say, because I had a theory on that anyway. And then I mentioned something about it, and my kidpanions kind of came to it on their own. I'm not going to say
Yes, we did say we were going to steal that line.
Yeah.
Kidpanions. I told you that's the most spoilerish preview.
So here's my question. This is a Weeping Angel question.
All right, shoot.
Do Weeping Angels have to be stone?
Well, I was going to ask. The preview implies that the Statue of Liberty could be a weeping angel.
Eyes are always on it. You'd never know.
No.
We've obviously seen they can be different sizes.
Yep.
Just saying. If it's not time and those spotlights go off.
My question is if she's a weeping angel, is it because she actually is, or because like an angel is in the Statue of Liberty, which turns that into one? I don't know.
Or they replaced it. Because obviously they can change what they look like, kind of, I guess.
Yeah. See, that's what I said. It makes it more like it's a flat-out attack. It's not.
Oh, I think it's full scale.
Yeah,
I think this is the Weeping Angels taking a stand against the Doctor. That's what we're going to see. Is they're going to be like, look, let's go, let's get it. Let's we're going to go right now. You or me, let's go. Because I said this to the kids after the show tonight. I think this is the last time we see the Weeping Angels for a long time.
Too.
Like I think technically this will be the last time we're supposed to see them, but in several seasons or
They'll
2, 3, 5, they'll
something.
bring them back for something. But I think this is going to be.
It'll somehow be whatever happens to Amy and Rory somehow takes them out somehow.
Mm-hmm.
It's a balance.
Or Amy and Rory sacrifice themselves to get rid of them.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of like how we've seen the end of the Daleks like 9,000 times, but they still keep coming back because it happens. But
they find a way.
So I'm looking forward to next week in a weird way, but I'm dreading it too because all along Rose was always my favorite companion, and Amy and Rory have won my heart. They're wonderful. I enjoy them being on the show. I enjoy them their characters, how they do things. I just like it all.
Yes.
And I'm going to be sad when they're gone and we get one more really good episode. But now that we know that we could be seeing things out of order, that kind of excites me more, because that means once I see that episode that I can take and reorder the episodes and watch them in the order they're supposed to go and then see what happens.
I just wonder if they hint to that.
Oh, I think it'll...
Okay, the other thing that you get from those previews is they're talking about time travel more so than, changing the future. And because doesn't the Doctor have a line about changing the future or something along? I mean,
remember.
it's there's reference to going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he says something about changing the future in one of those previews, and Rivers tells him that's marriage or something along those lines, doesn't he? I mean...
That's another thing.
So,
I'm looking forward to having River. I like River. Some people apparently don't love her. I love her very much so. I wanted a whole season of River being the companion, married on the TARDIS. I think that would be amazing. just those, because they play off each other so well. She's all guns and doing whatever, and he's the Doctor.
Okay, and I'll ask you all this because I don't really have an input on it, but obviously something's jacked up with the TARDIS in this coming up episode from what they showed.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's going to be.
Does it get struck by lightning like in Back to the Future?
It's possible. Look, y'all can hate on Back to the Future. Apparently, I'm in the world.
No, I am not hating on Back to the Future at all.
I love me some Back to the Future.
Yes.
I'd be happy if Doc Brown showed up with the Doctor for a day. I think that would be a good episode.
The world would explode.
Well, I just thought of this. At the beginning of Power 3, there was, over the narration, several clips from the Doctor's past adventures.
Well,
yeah.
Could that help?
What we
Could that
feel
help with ordering?
are the Doctor's past adventures. I would like to watch that. Now that it's on my DVR in there and I can slow-mo it, I may frame by frame that and see what I see. Because there may be adventures we don't know about yet. I'm telling you, there could be a lot of... This whole playing with time, Moffat gets it. He figures out how to do it. Now, the whole... This is a fixed point in time, this is not a fixed point in time, that no one's ever made sense of to me. That's why can we change one thing but not the other? If we can go back and kill Hitler, let's go back and kill Hitler. Yeah, things could change, but you know what? Let's just do that. Let's just give that a shot. Let's see what happens. So there's a whole different philosophy with that, and I wish there was some things that were a little more concrete with it, but they're not. So, it's whatever. Anybody got any more theory stuff? Because I think it'd be about time for us to wrap this bad boy up and get it posted so people can start downloading on iTunes.
I would, but I'll just leave it alone because it's way, way, way out there. It might be worse than most insane things I've ever said before.
Then I think you should write a post about that, and they can go check it out at
they can shred me.
Yeah, we like that. We like that.
I don't care to be shredded.
That's right. Kyle, anything?
Did we have any questions this week from anyone? Email questions?
I don't. You know what? I can't get to my email. We had a couple, but I don't think it was anything particularly referenced in this. Again, once we get next week's episode, because it's a little different whenever there's live episodes that we need to be talking about. After that, I think we're going to do like theme shows, like where we can go through and pick a specific thing. I think I made notes somewhere.
Yeah, because I already told you I want to do like a kid companion episode.
Yeah, I want to do a kid companion episode because I can bring my kid companions and let them talk. We can record that, in person and add it in. I think I'd like to do an all villains episode, talk about villains, and all companions episode where we talk about that. We're definitely gonna do an all Christmas episode.
Yeah, to the
closer
fan.
we get. Yeah,
think about what the episode could be about. I've let Wes know what I think.
Yeah. And there's something that hit me about that afterwards that would make it even more amazing. But we'll have to, when this ends, we'll talk about that in the Hangout when it's not being recorded. But yeah, I want people to think about what Christmas stories could be told that haven't been. Because there's one good one that's out there. And there's I think there's some we're not thinking of. But I want to do a whole episode and just talk about the difference between Russell T. Davies and Stephen Moffat.
Oh, I'd love
because there's huge differences, and I don't think either one's right. I think Moffat is more my guy, but I still love the Russell T Davies stuff. I think he did some things better, and some things worse. But I like to talk about that kind of stuff, and I like to have a couple of round tables. We'll see what kind of interaction we're getting and what we're going to do. If we want to go to once every 2 weeks or stay weekly, or what we want to do, because it's up to the people, and we want to thank the people for listening. We've got several people watching right now. We do this live. We've been getting live tweets from people. just excited for everybody doing everything. Now, again, everyone listening to us right now found us through various means, and Police Box Paradox is our Doctor Who podcast. But we're part of a podcast network called tphpod.net, where I have a podcast with a couple of my friends called Those People and Him. Basically, it's me and my friend Jared, who are geeky and love Doctor Who and all these things, and our other friend Beans, who is a grumpy old man in his 20s. So he doesn't understand why we like the things we like, and we don't understand why he doesn't want to give the things we like a shot, and we just bicker about stuff all day long. That comes out weekly. Michael has his Geekasms podcast that comes out once a week as well. That's just basically pure geekery about anything. Comics, movies, TV shows, everything. That's good too.
Food,
and then
food lately.
we got a lot of other people on the network, a lot of other shows. If you want to check it out, tphpod.net, lots of shows to subscribe to. We've had some issues with the RSS feeds because of some stuff Google's doing. I'm not excited about that. So keep an eye on the Twitter feed, the Facebook page, and policebox.geekasms.com for updates on that in case something happens and we can't get the podcast out. We'll at least put them up that way.
And if you have problems, let us know too.
Absolutely. If you have problems, let us know. If you can't get this episode, you don't know.
I think we've taken care of the BlackBerry issue now.
Yeah, I think the BlackBerry's straightened out. I think we've got a way to do that. And again, we're just excited of everybody emailing and tweeting and Facebooking and all the different ways y'all are getting involved. I think it's awesome. So if you are listening to this episode and you want to get involved next week, whenever the Angels Take Manhattan, I know it's kind of weird because I don't know what time it is in England right now, but I'm guessing early in the morning because it's almost 11 here and they're 7 hours ahead?
7 hours ahead.
So that's they're up early if they're watching us now. But when you all get this on iTunes, we record this via Google Hangout. So there's an actual video while we're recording this, and you can be a part of it and tweet and do all those things. And we'd love it if you could. Next week, look for it about the same time, I guess, that we do it now.
Yeah, about the same time. Yeah.
So, we'd love to have everybody do it. What are you doing? What is that? Did you just Huey Lewis in the news me? You just went Huey Lewis in the news? That just happened.
He does love Back to the Future. Loves it.
Well, tell me, Doctor, where we're going this time. How can you argue that?
What you're trying to do is get us sued. That's what you're trying to do. There's limits on how much this song you can play before we're doing a review. That's why it's for review purposes. Hey, listen to that song.
I mean, yes,
it's good. It's a good song. All right.
And if the lightning strikes or have anything, no, I'm playing it next week too.
Awesome. Until next week, I'm Wes. That is Michael. That is Kyle. This is Police Box Paradox. Stay calm and keep regenerating.